Hi everybody, I hope you're enjoying Lesson 4, learning all about arrays and array lists. You're keeping up with the material, able to find what you need in the videos I've provided or in the great list of resources that you guys put together in our last lesson. Feel free to keep using those or working with each other or checking in our online discussion database or participating in my weekly office hours. Or sending me an email and letting me respond to a specific question that you can't get answered some other way. So hopefully you're keeping up and enjoying it. There's one thing I've noticed over the last couple of weeks that I want to make sure that all of you are aware of. When you turn in an assignment in the Dropbox, I give you feedback usually right away. I'm pretty good about getting the grading done within just a few hours of when you submit it. So when that happens, I put a message in the Dropbox, the same place that you put your code in. I'd like to show you how you can find that, because I get the feeling that some of you have not been knowing what I've been saying about your programs. Now, if your programs are perfect, that's great. But if there's one or two things that you need to fix and you're not aware of that, I realize that can be frustrating. So here we are in the computer programming course website, and I'm going to go over to Lesson 3. So I'll click on Lesson 3 because that's where we did the programming assignments that had the savings account and the checking account in it. It was Program 5 and Program 6. Now, you would have gone over to the programs by clicking over here on the right. Let me click on Programming Assignment 5 because I'm in here as a fake student by the name of Gerald Estudiante. And I'm going to go in to the Dropbox, look at Programming Assignment 5. It says the last Dropbox message was sent 12 minutes ago. Okay, I'm going to go to the Dropbox by clicking on the Go to Dropbox button. And what I see here is, here's what I did. I turned in my assignments, and here's what came from the instructor. Gerald, thank you for submitting Programming Assignment 5. I gave you a score of 24 out of 26, and so on. So you can always get your feedback from me here. If you're not in a habit of checking that regularly, you should get into a habit of doing that once you've submitted your assignments. One other thing that I'd like to point out, and I'm going to bring up Eclipse now. I think some of you are not necessarily testing your code before you send it to me. You're writing your code in Eclipse, but I'm not sure you're running it and interpreting correctly what happens. And you can get an awful lot of clues for what you can fix, because I frequently give you something that you can run that tests out your code for you. Like in Programming Assignment 6, I gave you a bank runner class, and you had to write the savings account and checking account classes. But if you loaded them all up into the same Java project and then execute the bank runner class, like I'm doing here, look at all this console output that comes here on the bottom of my screen. It's telling me if my program worked. It said, I tried to do a deposit and I was expecting this value and it was all correct. And the next one was all correct. Oh, but the one after that, I was expecting to get, let's see, $400 in the balance and 0.04% or 0.04 for the interest rate, but I got $405. It's telling me what the values are so that I can say, oh my goodness, I must have done something incorrectly in deposit. I'm $5 off. And the next one is off, and the next one is off, but the one after that is correct, and the one after that is correct. So you've got all the clues you need to be able to go back and find what the problems are in your code. So a lesson to learn when you're programming, you will spend some time just looking at your code, and you will also spend some time looking at the results of executing your code. That process is called debugging. I think it's the most fun part of programming, because you get to see what's happening on the computer, and you change something and you see something different. You get some instant feedback. So if that's confusing to you, get in touch with me. Let's talk about it. But try and make sure you get a chance to debug your programs before you turn them into me. You can find a lot of your own mistakes without me having to tell you what those mistakes are. So, happy programming.